Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. So today we're looking at the massive changes that have come in for FPL 25-26 season and what they're going to mean to you and which players that you should potentially target. You need to get ahead of the curve, ahead of your rivals early on. So these tips and knowing about these new rule changes and what they mean and which players could actually benefit from the most, really important. Stay tuned. So FPL have decided to overhaul the point system this year, which is absolutely massive. So really now you can look at maybe a CDM like a Declan Rice even and sort of say to him, actually, he's going to be a really, really valuable player. Hey, even Casemiro is coming up well on these points. And we know how bad he's been for the last couple of seasons. So it just shows you these rule changes are going to be massive. The first one to look at is defensive actions. And you get +2 points for these as well. So that's for clearances, blocks, interceptions, tackles and recoveries. So as you can see there's going to be a hell of a lot of players that are going to be picking up these points. So that +2 points is for defenders. Now midfielders and attackers have to do 12 plus of these recoveries or tackles to earn it. So it is really a big challenge there for them. We've highlighted 3 players who could really help you in these areas based on previous seasons of the game. 2 of them will surprise you and 1 won't. So the first one is James Tarkowski of Everton. Now Tarkowski has been a real mainstay in that team over the last few years. Before that, obviously he was at Burnley, but he carries a hell of a lot of points from these areas, especially with his interceptions, his tackles, his clearances, and with Everton as well being a team that are under a lot of pressure and don't generally have the ball much. This is probably an area where they'll continue to earn those points. The second one is Joachim Andersen. Has been a great player in FPL for a couple of seasons now anyway, in regards to keeping clean sheets and chipping in with an odd goal here and there last season. And I expect that to sort of continue and they'll still pick up the odd clean sheets here and there. The last one, which won't be a surprise to you, is Rodri at Man City. Come on, let's be fair. We thought that would be the case anyway, didn't we? The good thing about Rodri is he does chip in with lots of goals. So to be honest, Rodri could be a real good signing this season to have, especially as Man City always seem to rotate players in and out in the attacking areas, barring Haaland. But Rodri is generally a mainstay in there. I think we've seen over the last couple of seasons how important he is to that City midfield, and when he's not there, how they struggled in the past. So a fully fit Rodri will be playing lots of games, I imagine, this season. Next, double chips. So now we're going to get 2 wildcards, free hit, triple captain, bench boost. You've got to use 1 set before game week 19. The big news here for chip strategy is the fact that you get 2 of each chip now going forward. 1 for the first half of the season and 1 for the second half of the season. So it's how you're going to use that going forward. So it's no now wait until the end of the season to play your triple captain when you've got double game weeks coming in, or saving maybe your free hits to change a team when players are playing in cup finals or semi-finals and all of a sudden they're missing blank Premier League weekends and there's only 4 or 5 fixtures. Now you can use that up to game week 19 and then you've got a second chip as well after that. So early bench boost, wildcarding game week 3. Start planning now. This could really define your season. And the good thing about it is, if you make a mistake early on the season, you get your score totally wrong, at least you've got the opportunity to make that change and also then take advantage of that January transfer window. And remember, this season is the African nations as well. So that's one thing really to sort of keep involved in. One thing to really sort of keep an eye out on. So that could be a good opportunity again there to sort of change your entire team and not take a hit. Number 3 is the assist rule update. Assists are now given after 1 deflection, so no more jumping on the Twitter handle FPL and complaining saying, that was Saka touched that, yeah he did, he got the last touch on that ball, Odegaard didn't pass it, it clipped off Saka's foot, all those different type of things that we've always sort of complained about, or a ball's gone into the box and bounced off a defender and landed at the striker's feet and he smashed it home, and then you've gone, oh my god, why on earth have you not given that assist, that cross into the box, that's hit a defender, dropped nicely for Haaland, he smashed it in the net and you've gone, hang on a minute, where's my assist there for Rodri? As long as a goal scorer receives it in the box, there ends the dreaded was it intended debate. And that's a real sort of key before, isn't it? Did he mean to do that? Was that intentional? The key thing is obviously it's got to occur in the box. Players that could obviously benefit from this are Martin Odegaard, he's a very good sort of player in this sort of area. James Maddison, obviously we've got to wait and see how Thomas Frank sort of lines up with his Tottenham team and whether Maddison's going to be sort of involved going forward. You've got your Sakas of this world as well. And even players, like Luis Diaz, Mo Salah, all those type of players always pick up plenty of assists. You've also got to think about your fullbacks as well in those sort of areas who are putting crosses into the box. So yeah, it's really, really important this season that you sort of think about that, because assists, there could actually be more assists on offer with this rule change. looking on previous seasons, this would have added around 40 assists in the game. So it just shows you, doesn't it, that it could make a real big difference. Number 4, this is a big one. Bonus point system tweaks. We've all sat there, haven't we, hoping that our player's going to get the 3, the 2, the 1. How on earth did he get the 3? How on earth did he get the 2? Why did my player get the 1? He got a goal, he got an assist. He only got a goal, but he's a defender, so why does he get more points for that? Yeah, maybe those days are gone. Who knows? Maybe this will just make it even worse. So some sort of important changes to the bonus point system are here too. So there's more points for goalkeepers for making saves, which is good. Players making key tackles and even goal line clearances as well could pick up bonus points. So again, it's probably rewarding the defenders more to actually get more sort of bonus points. 2 players who would have benefited from this rule change last season would have been Jordan Pickford and William Saliba. Already good picks in the game because Everton do generally keep quite good clean sheets for a team who generally struggle near the bottom of the table. And William Saliba is a bit of a given in the sense of Arsenal are very defensive minded in the first instance and don't generally concede many goals. So again, this could be another opportunity to go big and go for Saliba. Although obviously you've got the sort of the opposition there of Gabriel, who's more of a goal threat. But again, it's something to sort of consider and something that will play out in the early weeks as the bonus system sort of settles down. But as I sort of say, it is one to sort of consider now that sort of tackles and clearances and goalkeeping saves are included. The bonus point system has changed. So we may see people who maybe have got lots of bonus points in the past actually get less points this season. And maybe players who maybe have deserved them before actually come up the rankings. So you've also got to think about what that impact will have negatively on players who've always scored lots of points in the past. Your Mo Salahs, your Haalands of this world. Are they going to get as many bonus points this year? As I say, it's all going to play out, but it's good to know and keep in mind. We touched upon earlier the African Nations Cup, didn't we, and the Asia Cup, which is going to be happening during the season. Now, I said to you, obviously, the good thing about having the double chip week is that potentially you could change your whole team in the sense of all the players that have gone away. Maybe you've got 4 or 5, 6, 7 in your team already, and you're really going to struggle. What FPL are doing for you, though, is actually giving you 5 free transfers during that period of time as well. So that's going to help you out. So maybe you don't need to play your chip. All depends how canny you want to be with those sort of transfers. You may sort of use them to your advantage. Do the team where you can pick your team without taking a hit on points, the whole team. And then use those additional 5 transfers to bring players in for certain weeks, certain game weeks where they're playing certain opposition. You think, yes, they're going to be cashing in today with goals or clean sheets. So maybe it's a really good way to actually sort of try and strategize and sort of play that as well going forward. Position changes. Now, these are always the fun ones, aren't they? All of a sudden, the players that you thought, oh, you know, they're a midfielder, but really they're a striker. Or actually, they're down as a striker when I pick them who've never played up front before. They're actually midfielders. Well, actually, there has been some changes, as there always is every season. 3 big ones that I've sort of picked out are Cody Gakpo has now become a midfielder from a striker. Matheus Cunha has now become a midfielder as well, again, from a striker. Which is interesting because he probably will play in a front three, I would have thought, Manchester United. Probably playing just off that left if Ruben Amorim goes with his 3-4-3 formation. But one negative probably is here is a player that's probably been in lots of teams over the last 3 or 4 seasons. Generally very well priced. He's probably the star man of their team. Takes penalties, takes set pieces. Jared Bowen. He's now a striker, unfortunately. Sorry, guys. He's no longer a midfielder. So obviously, you've now got to pick him as one of your strikers. So obviously he'll get a little less points, obviously, for his goals. But overall, maybe it's an easy way now to get him into your team alongside the others. Because let's be fair, maybe losing strikers out of the game in recent seasons like Harry Kane has meant actually you're scrapping around to try to find another striker apart from Haaland who you can sort of pick and that's going to get you goals. We've had sort of players who have sort of, done well in certain seasons and been that sort of key player, maybe that bargain buy, and you're always sort of searching for that. So maybe Jared Bowen is one of those where you can actually utilise that going forward. Another one to pick out, sort of an outlier, because you're not quite sure if he's going to play every week, is Mamouche is now actually a midfielder, actually changed from a striker. Maybe he will get more game time now Kevin De Bruyne has moved on as well, so maybe he will play that sort of deeper role with Haaland in the team, because several times last season he played up front. That was more sort of when Haaland was missing through injury or suspension. So yeah, maybe Mamouche is another one maybe you can potentially look at as well as now a midfielder that will play a bit more of an attacking role. So there you have it, the biggest FPL overhaul in years. Defensive points matter more, creators get rewarded, and chip strategy just became way more rewarding. Who's your must-have player this season? Stick it in the comments and we'll be back with a video soon to show you how to pick your team for next season. Until the next one, take care and enjoy your FPLing. Bye bye.